Unfortunately I've got some canker that's developed in this stem here. It must have been a bit of a wound here, and you can see the little horrible spores that are forming, so I need to get rid of that. I'm going to start with my pruning knife and see how deep the wound is. And I need to cut back all the way till I've got wood that isn't brown. Okay, unfortunately that's gone quite deep in there, so I'm probably going to have to do some chiselling as well, because I don't really want to lose this tree, because it's one of my best trees, and the apples are probably our best apples. They're like a they're a russet apple, they're Ashmead's kernel, and some people regard them as the best flavoured apple of any apple, so I don't want to lose this tree. So yeah, it's gone quite deep.
I like the apples of these, really tasty.
So I'm cutting back to the clean wood there. You want to take out as little as possible, because obviously the tree's not particularly enjoying being carved like this. If I don't do this, the tree, there's an old bit of wound there that I need to cut out too. And it always has to be to wood that isn't discoloured at all.
Cool. Where did you get the knife from?
Don't know. It's a present. I asked for a pruning knife.
Ah.
Quite a good one.
Yeah.
The important thing is, once you've worked on an infected tree like this, you need to disinfect any tools that you've used on this tree, because you could spread the disease. So I think there's something called Citrinox which works well. And apparently milk has antibacterial properties in it, and it's easier to get hold of.
Looks like it's quite a deep one.
It is, yeah, it's gone nearly to the heartwood, so not great.
What happens if it does go to the heartwood?
Well, this, if I leave it in here, it'll just spread, and it'll, it could actually kill the tree, or force me to take the tree out, just because it's so bad. Okay, so I've done a fair bit with the pruning knife. I actually want to try chiselling back to get rid of this discoloured wood, see if I can get back to cleaner wood. You see, I've put a sheet down here. That's not done because I want creature comforts and want to keep my knees dry, although it helps a little bit. All this infected material I want to get rid of. I've got a fire burning down there. I can chuck this straight on there. I don't want to leave this in the orchard, because this is how fungus can actually spread if we don't get rid of all disease material. That includes all the prunings. So the fire I've got down there is actually burning this year's prunings as well. Again, I'm taking a little bit out at a time, because I don't want to go deeper than I have to. And because I've had canker in this orchard before, I am going to seal this with something called in my pocket here. What's it called? Seal and Heal by a company called Arbrex. There's a big debate about whether you should seal wounds. Some people say that if you cover them over, there's a danger that you could trap the disease. But what I've found is where I've not sealed my wounds, the disease has come in. So in this particular orchard, in an area with a fairly wet climate, you could argue that we shouldn't really be trying to grow apples here at all. At nearly 700 feet in West Wales, with probably about 55 inches of rain. But this is the compromise that I have to deal with in order to get some fruit and still be able to make cider, etc. So you see that horrible nasty stuff, getting it out there. The wood's still discoloured, so I'm going to have to go a bit deeper. But I think we're sort of getting to the heartwood, so I'm not going to take much more. I'm going to get a smaller chisel to chisel those annoying bits out that I haven't been able to reach.
Do you know where you got the chisels from?
No, I mean these are just ordinary woodworking chisels.
Ah, cool.
So they're not.
Save you a pretty penny there.
Yeah, you don't need to get specialist chisels. Also, I've not really heard of people doing this. This is just my idea to try and save my trees for growing apples in a poor climate.
Copyright.
Okay, there's some discoloured bits still there.
A beautiful day.
Yep, feels like spring.
Almost is.
Let's take a little bit out there just to see what's going on underneath. Yeah, still a bit discoloured back there. Luckily we've not been attacked by our bees, because they're enjoying this early spring weather as well, and they don't seem too bothered by me banging right in front of their hive.
No.
Also, I think they're tending to fly over the tree here, which means that we're not interfering with their flight path, otherwise I wouldn't normally advocate sitting in front of a beehive. They don't really like it when you block their route in.
As we had a very mild winter, all the hives have survived, like last year.
Right.
It's horrible.
Okay, what I want to do now is tidy this up so there's no ragged bits left. You have to be careful, and I've got glasses on. If you don't wear glasses, it might be a good idea to wear goggles, because if you suddenly slip, you don't want to take your eye out. Getting rid of the last of the nasty bit. Okay, just going to try and tidy that up a bit.
The farmers are putting alarms in the fields.
Yep. Newborns, the first ones arrived yesterday. So not too much left to do. Look. So I've now cleaned it up as best as I can. I'm now going to use this Arbrex seal compound. It says help seal pruning wounds and prevent infection. So I'll need quite a lot on here. So turn it upside down. Stuff just coming out. And I really want to give it a really good coating. What you can do is you can put it on, leave it for a week or so, come back and possibly put on a second layer, because you don't want to leave any of it exposed to the air. So covering all the bits that I've disturbed with a nice generous coating, and trying to do it in such a way that the water is going to run out from here. You don't want to leave like a little puddle for things to collect. All wants to be nice and self-draining. Okay, so I think as a first go, that's pretty good. I'll probably come and have another look at this next week and see how it's, whether it's actually covered it properly. We'll just have a quick look at one we did earlier. Here's an older wound that you can see the tree's starting to create a bit of a collar to heal back over, and then this was a fresh wound that needs another coat. You can see it sort of forms little cracks and things. So again, I'm just going to put a little bit more of this on, because I don't want, see there's a little area under there where nasties could get in. So I'm going to give this a top up, and that's probably what I'm going to be doing to that big wound over there, because I mean these are big wounds, big infections, and you know, if I was a commercial orchard, people would say, oh, you should take all these trees out, but as I'm just a small holder and I want to keep these trees going as much as possible, I try to keep them alive. I need a big squirt to get the...
some at the top there.
So put it in there and then smear it down. It's a bit awkward because there's that little bit sticking out.
Yeah.
So I've now applied the second coat. Again, I want it free draining, so I've just tried to fill in that little area there so the water comes out. We've filled in those bits where it had slid down when it was drying, and that's it. Hopefully the tree will survive. Okay, and one of the reasons why I've been using the Arbrex, just to give you a demonstration, one of the trees from a cut, quite a major cut last year, because I've been trying to reshape them to get them into a nice goblet shape. The idea is you can throw your hat through them, or a pigeon should be able to fly through. I think a pigeon could just about be able to fly through that tree.
Yeah.
By glove. Fits through the middle. See this? Ugh, canker. And you see that there's actually the little fruiting bodies on there. So what I've done is I've chopped that bit off and I've sealed all the pruning cuts, because I've got canker here in these poor growing conditions. I've had to do this. Okay, hope that was informative. Thanks very much. Bye.